Welcome back, YouTubers, to another WWE vlog in HD with me, Mr. Parkin! And the British Fist on YouTube proudly presents to you the best damn man in the world. It's NJ!
What's up?
Nice one, NJ. It's always good to hear you say what's up. Today is time for our Raw review, and thank you to FX North in our first Q&A for mentioning these gimmicks to me. I'm very proud of this Mr. Parkin gimmick that he suggested. Thank you ever so much for that. But now, let's get into our Raw review. But before we get into our Raw review, make sure you guys subscribe below, as Andrew's showing you. Like this video, and put your comments on your thoughts on the show down below. We want to hear your thoughts on this show.
You need to contact us in the links in the description box below.
Well said, that man. With regards to the opening, NJ, who do we start off with this week?
It was a combination of Miz, Riley, Cena. Yeah, I think that was it.
No. Remember, we started off with Tough Enough, didn't we? The end of Tough Enough.
Yeah, because they didn't finish Tough Enough with the right things. They brought it onto Raw.
So really, we saw the concluding part of Tough Enough. We didn't really watch Tough Enough, so at least we managed to watch the important part, which was someone winning it. But what happened that really annoyed us? We had Stone Cold Steve Austin out there and Vince McMahon out there. But what really annoyed us about this part?
When you look at Stone Cold, there's only one word that comes to mind. Stunner! And he stunned the Big Andy.
Which was the winner. I don't really know who he is, but... You know, why does Austin always have to have the last laugh?
There was one good thing. A Big McMahon slap burst. That, I was like, that was meaning, yes, you're accepted by me, now get out my ring.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was great seeing Vince McMahon again, even if it wasn't really a... Oh yeah, and he made an appearance on the opening segment. The official opening segment of Raw, where... R-Truth comes out singing like a little kid on a paper round. I'm here, R-Truth, and I'm gonna beat your little Jimmy. You gonna get got! Anyway, sorry, that wasn't really what he said. But basically, he comes in singing like this little Cubs boy or something. He apologises for last week. He said, I'm sorry to little Jimmy and Big Jimmy and
And his attire. Oh my gosh, he had a hat and everything.
He goes on about this conspiracy. He's like, conspiracy with Mr. McMahon again. It's just like, you know, I like R-Truth on the mic, but this was kind of draggy a little bit. But at least we had Miz interrupting.
Yeah, he did. In a way, I'm a fan of R-Truth, so I found it quite entertaining. But Miz coming out, he didn't really get too much to say. Because, yeah.
Basically, he just said about Alex Riley screwing him out of his match. And then Riley comes out. And then within about 10 seconds, Cena comes out. And then we get an announcement from the Raw GM.
And I wonder what he said.
Well, nothing, because what did Mr. McMahon say to Michael Cole?
Michael Cole, shut up!
I love that quote, man. But yeah, and Mr. McMahon comes in and basically makes the main event himself, for he is the chairman, he does have the final decision on Raw. Basically, he makes a Cena and Alex Riley versus Miz and R-Truth main event, and who the fucking hell was the special referee for the 300th time?
Stone Cold.
Yep. My one problem with this is, didn't we see A-Rai attacking Cena in a I Quit match with The Miz 2 weeks ago? And now all of a sudden I've got to believe they're friends. You know what I mean? It's kind of, can't really believe that too much. Even though they didn't really make out to be friends too much, but...
No, when they made Stone Cold the ref, I was like, we didn't really need that. Yeah, adding something more to the match and making Stone Cold have something more before he leaves, but we really didn't. We didn't need it.
Yeah, but at least the main event was made. We had the interaction between the two main rivalries on Raw, which is R-Truth and Cena and Miz and Riley, which are going to be at the pay-per-view, of course. What did you think of the opening segment overall?
Okay, minus the main event being made.
Yeah.
I thought, again, I don't think they had enough mic time for Alex Riley.
Plenty for R-Truth, didn't they?
They had plenty for R-Truth, but not enough for the others. But overall, I think it did its job.
It did its job setting the main event. The four guys in there are the four main guys on Raw at the moment in the top two rivalries, so to speak, the ones that actually have meaning on Raw. It did its job. It was a little bit, I didn't like it too much, but we shall move on, because next we had a match. I hated this match, MJ, so you can announce this.
Okay, we had Santino Marella and Vladimir Kozlov, not in the match, but he was being the manager sort of thing, versus Michael
McGillis Shitty.
Yeah, and Otunga as his manager.
Mr. Hudson.
Yeah, and this match was random because these have not faced each other they faced each other superstars.
Oh, superstars all
On
the
that,
time.
they haven't really faced each other. And Santino wins with his little friend, the Cobra.
Oh my god, you've got the tag team, one of the tag team champions, which is Michael McGillicuddy, and you're making Santino win. I don't get this. Why have they made that? Why have they done this? The only way this can actually be any good is if Santino and Kozlov get involved with the tag team titles, and they haven't been on TV for a good couple of months. So what's the point?
Well,
why use someone who's not getting on TV to beat someone who is getting on TV and has a title that needs to mean something to me? Do you know what I mean?
But if we did go that you said, if we did have Santino and Kozlov looking for the titles, it would be a lot better than having to see. Well, you're not going to have Core versus Nexus because that's breaking up. So the only ones you can really have are Santino and Kozlov, who are still somehow together. One
of the reasons why we're just in black today is we are announcing the death of the tag team division.
That is the reason.
Even though we should really have done it 2 years ago, but there you go. You know, I don't know. The match was random. It was filler. It seemed. I don't see where this is going. That's all I'm going to say on that one.
Well, I think I'm still waiting for the day when Santino goes off on his own.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he's shown it in every match. He's shown that he can go on his own, but we're just waiting for that day to come.
I do agree with you wholeheartedly on that one, NJ. The next we had a Divas match with Beth Phoenix involved. High five! Beth Phoenix got on TV, which makes this match an automatic A+ for me.
And she got the win.
A fucking star! She actually got the win. I can't believe. I can't believe WWE actually made a decent Divas match. They had Beth Phoenix, who we all know is a strong, dominating diva, beating the Bellas, who we all know are a bunch of fucking shit. Right? But does this mean Beth might get a title shot or not? What's the purpose?
I just think she was there because she has not been involved in quite a while. I think the title defense would be for Kelly Kelly.
Yeah, she should be involved more. She's one of the better divas on the roster. I don't really have too much to say about this match. Should we go on to the next segment?
Yes, which was a kind of a good one for Raw.
Yep. Next we had a segment with Booker T. It's always good to see Booker T trying to teach Trish how to do the Trisha Rooney or something. Yep.
Even though with her copying Booker T, fine, but she should not be copying people. We saw the last time she did it. Yeah, The Rock.
Then we see Jack Swagger walking in just randomly, because he just randomly walks around the backstage area, I guess. Yeah. And he says that Booker T should get back into the ring, and Booker T, without hesitation, immediately accepts. I'm guessing that with all this time he's had it tough enough in the ring, it's made him want to go back in the ring again at some point. So I'm guessing that's why he's probably getting back. So Booker T seems to be back wrestling again, as we saw later tonight.
And with what he said about, don't tell me just said that and all that, usually the old catchphrases and him accepting this match, I'm like, Booker T, not many people like you for the things you did before you left, but you are needed in one of the two shows again.
He's very well liked now, and can you dig that, sucker? Exactly. Well, that was a great segment. I like that. And they had a match later on in the night, so we had that to look forward to too. Forward to too. That sounded a bit bad, didn't it? But yeah, and then we have a Punk versus Ray match again. So it's another rematch from last week. Apparently Punk says it's 1-0, even though really it's about 500 Ray and Punk nil in reality. We get a pre-match promo from Punk talking about the fact that he's gracious having to let Ray get a rematch and how the fans are going to thank him. That they go, I don't know, some shit. But he does cut a good promo. I just don't understand what the fuck the point was for of it.
The thing about this match is with Mason Ryan by CM Punk's side, I really thought it was going to end as a DQ, which would have made their rivalry a bit more lasting and a bit more meaningful, I would think.
I'll echo you on that one. I mean, are they going to rival? I'm not sure if they are, but if they are, at least try and make it continue in some kind of way. The match was decent. I didn't mind the match itself.
It was close to ending as what we were going to say as a DQ, but Rey Mysterio managed to knock Mason Ryan off the apron and get the
win on CM Punk with his splash. I'd love to say another reason why we're wearing black tonight, because the Nexus for us is now officially buried, beaten by Santino, now beaten by Rey Mysterio. I'm sorry, but they have not really done much to make Nexus credible now.
With the tag team getting buried, them two are fine, because them two are basically buried as it is. But with Punk, you don't do that to him.
No, or Mason Ryan, especially if you're going to push him.
Yeah.
Anyway, We'll put that aside because we weren't too pleased with that match, but we were kind of pleased when we saw what we next were going to get, which is a 3-hour Raw special.
Yes! Been waiting for this for so long.
We always look forward to 3-hour Raw specials, and it's going to be a WWE All-Star Night. Thoughts on this, NJ, before I go into my little thing?
Well, for a while we've been waiting for 3-hour Raw, because obviously with 3-hour Raw, a lot happens. You have both shows together, interesting things could happen.
Yep.
But with this certain one, I know what you're going to say, so say it.
Yeah, I just really hope the WWE use this to build for their pay-per-view, because they haven't really had too much build yet, and I really hope they do include that in their show. I'm sure they will. But I really hope they do include that, because we kind of need it at the moment, because we've only had 2 matches announced. One of them of which I'm going to talk about in a minute.
And later on we do find out something that's going to happen next week.
But we'll announce that at the time.
Yeah, we're just
going in chronological order. Chronological order, NJ. Anyway, next we get a Del Rio segment. When the fuck is Del Rio actually going to have a wrestling match?
He's hinting it because he accidentally did that Big Show, and there's Kane who talk about that 3-hour Raw. Both shows are together.
Yeah.
Kane.
Hopefully they will do that. They've had 2 chances to do that now. Hopefully they will do that on this night. This was just another way to get Del Rio on TV. It's another pointless promo. But then he introduced Ricardo Rodriguez dressed as Big Show.
No, he did call out Big Show, and Big Show came out then.
Oh, are you sure it was Big Show? Because last time I looked, Big Show was 7 foot and Ricardo Rodriguez was 5 foot something. So, I don't know. He basically makes fun of Big Show with him going...
Every week. Instead of speaking, he said that noise.
It was kind of funny, but at the same time kind of stupid, in my opinion, because it's Del Rio, for fuck's sake. Oh, don't you start now. Hopefully these two not hopefully, I don't like this rivalry, but hopefully it'll lead to a match of the pay-per-view. Shut up, NJ. Stop saying that.
Okay.
So yeah, that was a bit of a pointless segment.
Okay.
You sound like someone giving birth. Next, we have a confusing video package for Kofi Kingston. Why the fuck was this there? Did he really need it?
It's a bit rappy because he kept doing repeats, and I'm like, he didn't need it because what you're going to say, I'm going to say for you. It's a bit like Sheamus. They used it for Sheamus to make him look okay again.
Because they haven't built him.
So they're doing the same for Kofi, who's already kind of low as he is.
As we go to another problem with the draft. You had to make Kofi Kingston win the US title pretty much straight away because you had 2 titles on the same show. You didn't build Kofi up enough to win the championship. Now you're able to play these videos to build him up because you didn't build him up before. That's my rant.
And they're not working. The video did not really do much justice.
Well, it's not that they didn't do much justice. It didn't really need it, and I don't see why they did it. I don't know. It's just...
No. He's not one of the ones that you think, he's going to be a main eventer in a year time.
Yeah.
No, so it weren't really needed for him.
Yep. But then we get a match with Kofi Kingston versus Zack Ryder. Woo, you know. Mr. Zed Long Island Story YouTube man.
How long have people been waiting to see him wrestle? We've seen him do stupid segments backstage. Yep. When we were waiting for this match, or waiting for a match.
A lot of people have been wanting him to actually be on Raw, and he's actually got on Raw. The only thing that got me, I was a little bit confused that he was like Dolph and Vicky's like sort of side man, if you know what I mean. They both went on commentary, but he was like sort of, giving the bumps to Dolph Ziggler and stuff. I don't see where their combination is. But,
no, but let me make my thing about this. As always, I plug Twitter. Okay.
Twitter.com/Bridgefest.
That's one. But Zack Ryder, did you really have to announce about minutes before the match that you're going to be in a match?
I knew you would bring this up.
Yeah, I was like, for flip's sake.
It did kind of ruin the surprise a little bit.
Yeah.
But, I think he was just excited that he got on TV because, he's been, I never get pushed, I never get put over, all that kind of stuff on his YouTube channel.
Didn't.
Yeah, it was like a 5-minute match. Kofi wins with the Trouble in Paradise, but during the match we had plenty of YouTube plugging and plenty of Twitter plugging.
Yeah, as Dolph Ziggler sat there with his little phone.
Yeah, and announcing like how good his YouTube show was and everything. Playing the John Cena of this role, I'd say today. Any other thoughts on that match before we move on?
Nothing exciting about it. We knew he was going to win.
Yep. So the next segment we got to build for their match at the pay-per-view. Of course, I'm guessing they're going to have a match at the pay-per-view now. Dolph Ziggler and Kofi. So I guess it kind of made sense in a way. We then had a match announced for Capital Punishment: Miz versus Alex Riley. Apparently, according to Michael Cole, The Raw GM announced it during the break as breaking news. Why did we not hear this on TV where we want to fucking hear this rather than during the fucking break?
This could have been announced instead of what did happen after the main event, but we'll get to that when we get there.
Yep.
But it should be a good match because it's a match we knew was going to come sooner or later.
Yeah. We definitely knew that match was going to come at some point. We need to announce these matches early so we can give it some build. That's just what WWE need to do with their pay-per-view matches now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that they've already gave it loads of build. They've had 2 brawls, which Riley has won twice. So I don't really care. 2-0 Riley. That's all we care about. Next we have the in-ring return. Yeah, the in-ring return. 5-time WCW champion Booker T versus Jack Swagger. How good was it to see Booker T back in the ring again?
When he came out, I was like, the crowd, they weren't loud like they are for other wrestlers, but I was thinking it was great to see Booker T wrestle again.
It was nowhere near the pop he got at Royal Rumble, but it's still good to see him back in the ring.
And he did okay. We were expecting botches because he was wrestling for a while, but he actually did put on a pretty good
He's obviously had some great matches in the Tough Enough ring then. That's all I can say about that.
Swagger
gets counted out. He gets himself deliberately counted out because he doesn't want to get involved in it.
Not what I was expecting. We was expecting a clean win for Booker T, but sadly, Jack Swagger was afraid to get into the ring with Booker T.
And Jack Swagger goes outside. All of a sudden, Evan Bourne runs into the ring, and like a little fucking dog on a leash, Jack Swagger runs into the ring, gets axe kicked by Booker T, and then Evan Bourne hits the airborne on him. How fucking stupid did this make Swagger look? How weak did this make him look?
He got out of the ring knowing to get away from Booker T, and instead of staying away from Booker T, he went directly back where he is. So yes, that was very stupid.
Made him look very idiotic. And I think when you're introducing Booker T, you're introducing him to put some guy over. Do you know what I mean? You don't introduce him to win matches. You introduce him to put someone over that you want to put over for your future.
But that is a good thought of what Booker T could do. But what I said straight after the match is when we saw them two in the ring, I thought, well, if Booker T is thinking of making an in-ring return, why not have him in a tag team with Evan Bourne just while Booker T is coming back into the WWE when he's in for a couple of months, then have him go on his own.
Yep. They did look like a good tag team, I'll give you that. Next we have the main event of the evening, which was made earlier in the night. We had Cena and Alex Riley versus R-Truth and Miz, and the first thing I want to do, NJ, is this. Bulldog! Botch of the night. Botch of the night goes to John Cena, who blatantly said Bulldog when the cameraman and the soundman had the camera and sound on him. So well done, John Cena. You just got Botch of the Week from British Fist.
Yeah, so Cena is a bit of a douche as a voice.
Yeah, I bet you love that, didn't you?
Yeah, when I heard that, I thought, that's going to go on your list of things I don't like about you. And yeah, okay. And we mentioned before that Alex Riley looked like he could have become a heel again. We said that earlier in the night.
Yep.
And he went back to being a base because he used this briefcase that's probably empty now because Miz not the champ.
Yep.
So the briefcase is empty, and he looks like he's about to hit Cena. He hits Miz. Yeah.
Looking back on the match, one thing I wanted to see from this match, I didn't want to see too much interaction between the two people that were in rivalries. And we didn't see too much interaction between R-Truth and John Cena. We saw teases of those two, and we saw a bit between A-Ryan and Miz, which I thought was very good build. You don't want to see too much interaction between the two before they have a match at the pay-per-view, so they did it quite well in that respect. Going on to what you were saying with, yes, A-Ryan hits Miz with the briefcase, and then Austin hits his stunner, and then Cena hits the AA, which means the face tag team wins once again. What?
We did not have a face win because we get the or from the GM.
Yeah.
He says that was bad refereeing from Stone Cold.
Which it was.
We're going to reverse the decision and have Miz and R-Truth win. Normally we complain about when he does stuff reverse and all that, but with this one, Stone Cold did step over the line a bit there.
Yeah, no, we kind of knew we'd have this kind of influence in the main event. I just really wish they'd make a fucking heel team. Well, they did, but, in the actual match itself, make a heel team win.
And the celebration only gets worse.
Yeah. Basically, we get the Raw GM, I believe, announcing that Stone Cold Steve Austin will be the special guest Raw GM for next week's 3-hour show. I didn't mind this too much. It's just another way of getting Stone Cold involved. And then afterwards, Austin hits Michael Cole, drenches Cole with beer, hits a stunner on Michael Cole, and then Cena hits Michael Cole with an AA. Do you want to say anything about that? Because
yeah, I've got 2 sets of 2 same words.
2 sets of 2 same words.
Yeah, Cena, fuck you. Austin, fuck you.
I don't mind this too much. It's just that it really annoys me. Austin always gets the last laugh, and we're just fed up of seeing it. It doesn't do anything for anyone in the company now.
That repeats what I said. When you see Austin, you think of 1 word. 1 word only now.
Stunner. Yep. After that main event, what are your overall opinions of Raw, NJ?
Okay, minus after the stupid
main event.
After the main event, the result. Before then, I was saying it was pretty good Raw. I was entertained. It was good. You had all the right, not all the right matches, because that tag match, the women's match was pretty lame, but the rest of it was good. But there was the missing of certain wrestlers again.
Drew McIntyre comes to mind.
Yes.
We need to see Drew McIntyre on TV. Come on. He's 26 years old. We found that out today. He needs to be pushed at some point. He's a great talent. Why can't you showcase him on a Raw, really?
But other than that, I'll give it a pretty good Raw. I enjoyed it.
I'll give my thoughts, then we can give our grades.
Yeah.
I thought this week's Raw, it was very average. The main event was okay. They had some decent matches in there. Another pointless Del Rio segment. The opener was a bit all over the place, but did its job. I'd say this Raw, we had some nostalgic moments with Booker T, Mr. McMahon, Steve Austin, of course. I'd say this week's Raw, I'm trying to decide between C+ and B-. I think I'm going to go B- just because of all the nostalgic moments with Booker T getting back in the ring. It wasn't brilliant. There was I thought there was a few problems with the Raw itself. No, still not too much pay-per-view hype. So I'd say probably B-. What about you?
Okay, looking back at Raw, again, like I said, I was entertained.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Overall, it was giving me what I wanted to see. Santino we hadn't seen in a while, so I was going crazy for that.
No.
But I'm going to give it
a B.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that as soon as you said
it. Because I was thinking, it's only if the ending finished with just the GM reverse position, not should all that, it would maybe got a little bit higher.
Yep. So it gets a B- from me, B from NJ. That's pretty much it for Raw, isn't it?
That's it.
Pretty standard Raw, pretty average Raw. What are your thoughts on this show, guys? We want to hear your thoughts. Make sure you got your thoughts in the comment section below, of course, like we said at the beginning of the video.
And tell us what you thought of each match, the appearance of Zack Ryder actually in the match, and the appearance of Trish, Austin, and that new one that's going to be the Tough Enough winner.
Oh, I don't know.
And Vince McMahon.
And I don't know who the winner is. But anyway, we'll leave it there. That's been it from the British Fist.
Kabam!
Thank you very much for watching, guys, and goodbye.